Well, the Tampa Bay area is getting ready for any impacts this hurricane season.
Yeah, and another kind of storm is brewing right now. It's a potential shortage of prescription medications. 10 Tampa Bay's Nick Volturo joins us live this morning talking more about this. And Nick, getting medications during a storm can always be a challenge. You gotta plan ahead here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jameson, Caitlin, when you live out here by the water, as many of us know, you need to evacuate in a hurry. And while many people focus on food and water, the Red Cross wants to remind people not to ignore their health needs, because things like this, prescription medication, could become a problem while you're in a severe weather situation as access to pharmacies and deliveries become more scarce. Now, check this out. In 2024, the first 3 months, there were 323 active drug shortages, the highest number since 2001. That's according to research by the University of Utah Drug Information Service. Now, the Red Cross is offering some tips so you're ahead of the game. Now, they suggest contacting your doctor for an emergency supply of prescriptions. Also, check your medication stock and refill necessary prescriptions well ahead of time so you're not there waiting in the last minutes. And make sure you store those medications in a waterproof container and keep them with you if you need to evacuate.
You certainly can get a supply now, and make sure you're always 30 days ahead of time with what you've got in-house, because you should always have at least 7 days worth of any medications, as well as other food supplies, and of course, the all-important water.
Now, one of the most important things that they really want to stress right now is knowing your evacuation zones, because a lot of the evacuation map has changed and it's just been updated. You can check that out on the Red Cross site. So you want to know where those evacuation zones are, and you'll also need to have an evacuation plan to make sure you know and your family knows where you are, and to make sure you can mark yourself safe.
Yeah, Nick, and it's important to have this stuff, especially if you're going to evacuate or go out of town, in case you need to stay in an emergency shelter as well. I know you've been talking to the Red Cross. Are they urging people to keep other things on hand as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is one of the big things. It's BYOB, and that's not bring your own booze as many of us think, even though that could be helpful. But it's bring your own bedding, because in these evacuation shelters, there is nothing else. It's just 4 walls and a roof. So they want to make sure people bring things like sleeping bags, pillows, comforters, things to make sure you're going to be comfortable if you're going to be in one of those situations. They also want to remind people to take things with them, such as non-perishable food, whether it's granola bars or tuna. Have those things handy. And also, don't forget, this Saturday is the last day of the sales-free hurricane preparedness tax. That's coming up on Saturday. So you want to make sure that if you do need some of these supplies for hurricane season, you get them now, because tomorrow's the last day and there's not going to be another holiday coming up until August. For now, reporting live in Tampa, Nick Volturo, 10 Tampa.